Okay.
Use a can opener.
We should be live.
Yeah, we are.
Should.
Hey, everybody. That's probably not in the chat yet.
Fucking goddamn it.
I'm in the chat.
Hi.
That brought so much sorrow to my being.
And you're about to become happy.
Yep. There's
Yep.
happiness in your life.
But the tab on my fucking energy drink broke, Bill.
But this episode
It'll
is,
be fine.
This is a Nick episode.
It so is.
Well, I would love to be able to agree with you,
So-
Darren. Yes! Yes! There!
So here we go. This is a late birthday gift, buddy.
Yeah,
Happy-
because we
happy
couldn't
late birthday.
do this during my birthday. No! We had to do ass!
It was good.
Dude, we had to get the shit out of the way.
We could have done something fun for Nick on his birthday, not here you fucking go, buddy.
Well, now that you've cleansed the colon and you're nice and clean, it's time for some strange stuff.
Very strange.
Bill, as my brother, you should never fucking say anything about strange stuff like that.
The delivery was.
People might get the wrong idea.
So Nick, I know that you.
We don't live in Bama.
So Nick, I noticed that you've experimented a lot of things, but now it's time for some weird shit. You ready? Nick's like, I need an adult. Oh, buddy.
I need many adults.
We are many adults.
I don't know. I think that depends on who you ask.
He says we are many adults.
But a lot of people would think that we have childish personalities because of what we're into.
I am going to eat the closest thing to an Oreo I'm allowed to consume.
It looks like a tiny Oreo, to be fair.
It has nothing in it.
No cream.
That's
is
not
it.
an Oreo then. That's,
Shane, this is what I get,
that's
Shane.
a cookie. That's just a normal
Shane, this is as close to an Oreo as I can get.
That's
I can eat this thumb-size cookie.
If you want some cream filling that's good for you, I got some for you.
Thumbprint-size cookie.
Put a little bit of that.
wow. We actually lost a viewer because of that.
Yes.
He's so mad that I can't have my Oreo. He's mad too.
He's
We
like,
have all of 3 people in the chat now.
he's like, wait, Bill can't have Oreos? Fuck this show.
Don't
I've got
Oreo.
some yellow liquid for your popcorn,
I'm not watching
and
the
it's
show. Let
non-dairy.
People are like, fuck it, Doctor Strange, fuck that. Nick's
Well, to be
happy.
fair, I think like 8 of the people in the chat right now are us.
What, 8?
I don't
Now
know
there's
how,
6.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You're on your phone. I'm on my phone. Scott's on his phone.
Bill's on
Bill's
his.
got his.
Yep, well,
So
there's
that
4 of
accounts
the
for
6.
4 of the 6. Yes.
It always takes around 10 minutes or so. It's the reason we bullshit at the start of the episodes.
Exactly.
And it's funny how many people don't know us, and they get in, and they don't realize that we're bullshitting through the first, 10 minutes of the episode, so they'll get confused, and they'll be like, I thought this fucking video was about so-and-so, and they'll leave.
All right, well, you're about to miss it. Bye.
So while we're bullshitting, I have something for you. I want you to have this.
Yay, I have a quarter.
It's a coin.
Man.
Why do I have a coin?
Because I just tossed a coin to my Witcher. And you're
Ah!
the closest person that looks like Geralt, to be honest.
That was
I mean,
amazing.
yeah, I could
So-
probably rock a Geralt of Rivia at
But
some
now, where's
point in
all
my
your
life.
disgusting scars?
It was a
They're
good-ass
hidden.
cookie.
Good. Well, again, because
Was
in the
it?
future, we can hide that shit.
Apparently that dude
My
thought it was a
girlfriend
good.
is very good at makeup because she's a goth.
So,
So, yes, all of my terrible, horrible
I have a
scars.
monster problem. Can you help me?
I mean,
Not if he's from the first fucking
do
game.
you
he can't.
have money?
I have a coin.
I'm going to need more than a coin.
Well, in their
It
time,
depends
a
on what...
coin-
It depends on what kind of monster we're talking about here, buddy.
It
Suck you
depends on what game you're playing here, buddy.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that too.
Witcher 3 all the way.
Uh-oh.
Fuck the others. No offense. I mean, I know they probably have good stories, but the
Look,
gameplay's
people can
trash.
like whatever the fuck they like,
Witcher
but I
1's
tried to go back
Witcher
and
1's
play
so
part
hard to
1.
play.
I started in part 3 and went back to part 1 and was really, truly
Yes.
interested and cannot fucking do it. It's the game is fucking garbage.
The chat just made me sad.
Why?
Because I don't miss those days.
What days?
The days of mecha reviews. I don't miss those whatsoever.
We'd have to start tackling them like we are with
I
the
was say they're
villains.
not too far off, and strangely enough, I think there was a mecha we missed, We talked so much about it that I thought that we'd reviewed it until somebody brought it up to me, and we never gave it a mecha review.
What?
I
have to.
think at this point there might be like 2 Sentai shows.
I don't think we ever covered the movie, not the old movie Megazord, the new movie Megazord.
I thought
yeah.
we
We
did.
talked about
No.
it. We talked about it at length through like 6 different fucking movie
Well,
reviews.
All right, that
Yeah.
one I'm okay with. I could do that one.
But we never actually
But
gave
it's
it its
when
own
we have
episode.
arm and
Did we
leg
review the
switcheroo
movie?
shit.
I can't remember.
We reviewed the movie twice,
Okay.
talked about it as it was coming out, talked about its opening night,
And then
reviewed all of
the
its
release
concept
later,
art,
yeah.
did trailer reviews 3 fucking times, and never once gave that
Right.
Megazord its own episode.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
give
because-
Megazord its own episode.
Because we never scored the Megazord.
Yeah.
That's
but
right.
not today.
Because we didn't know how it was physically possible to make that Megazord from those Zords.
No, see, that's exactly what you're talking. You're talking that came up in all our other reviews, but we never
Yeah.
gave it a mecha review. Never.
Do you know how that happened, Scott?
We gave the awful CGI Megazord a mecha review.
He's right. We did.
Yeah,
But
I wasn't
Scott,
here.
Scott, do you know how we
Not the
fused
bull
all
there.
those Zords together to make the weird Megazord from the movie?
The power of friendship.
You're lucky that I wasn't
No.
in that episode
It was the
because I would have
ooze.
hampered every fucking score.
Oh yeah,
So,
Hampered?
so you're lucky I wasn't in that piece of shit episode.
I'd have
No, that
fucking-
episode.
I'd
Because it also
I'd have
burnt
Genesis
the Ninja
that
Turtles.
thing just to save it.
You know what? I would have stockpiled a whole bunch of fucking nukes and just like, keep going, bitch. We can do this all day. You Genesis, I nuke. Let's
Nope.
just do it.
See, and we cancel each other out, and your opinion would mean nothing, and mine would mean nothing. But I got what I wanted.
Except I'd nuke it too.
But there. Now, whoa,
Nope.
whoa.
And Seth would nuke it.
Because I'm sorry,
And Scott would nuke
the
it.
costumes.
Because
and the
I'd give Scott
Megazords
$5
is all
to nuke
garbage
it.
in that
I'm
movie.
sorry, we're gonna disagree
No,
on the
I'd probably rate
costumes.
fairly.
That
I'd give you
that
$5
Megazord is
to
fucking
nuke it.
awful.
That Megazord
Probably
is
still
the
rate
worst thing I've ever
fairly.
seen.
So
Well, then I
fucking
would
bad.
take $5.
Ballin' Cup Man
The-
is
the
awesome.
Oh
series-
yeah, that
the
reminds
series
me. Before I
version
leave
was a
today, I have
lot
a question
better.
I have to ask you. So
I might have an answer.
So we have
I have an
3
answer.
Doctor Stranges to talk about today, and it's some strange shit. So Reploid Bill, William Bush.
Seth Level
Scott Action Jackson.
Stephen Strange, Doctor Strange.
No, you're not.
No.
You really aren't.
You see how insulted he
I
was?
know.
He was. He does
That
not
is-
want you to be
that
his
is-
favorite
do
character.
you-
That is hurtful.
Do you know who you are?
Yes, I've always known who I am. I'm obviously Captain America.
You are not.
I'm the
You're
most
not
righteous
America's
one here.
ass.
Nah, he won't give you Captain America either.
You're not America's
I'm wondering
ass.
where he's putting you.
Where are you putting me? I will kill you if it's something I don't like.
You were the greatest man.
Who?
You were the Ant-Man.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and open
Could
this
have
up
been
to
worse.
the
He
chat.
could have given a U.S. agent.
I'm going to open this up to the chat. You guys can decide where we sit if we were dumped into the MCU, and we're going to go on and look at some strange
Anybody who
shit.
says I'm the Blob, I give you a hug, but fuck you.
See, the thing is, people will say one of 2 things for me, and I know it.
Right.
It's because I can rock either of them,
Yeah.
and I'm a lot like both of them.
Not
true.
quite like the one I'm thinking, but
What, Tony? I'm the poor man's Tony.
He's not wrong.
I'm the broke as shit Stark. I'm the Tony Stark from the Marvel Avengers game that came out on PS4 and Xbox.
oh, you mean that garbage?
Our grading scale is kind of crap, guys. Be insulted, and let's talk about the 1978 Doctor Strange Peter Houghton.
All right,
I
let's
may
do
have got
this.
his name wrong, but I think his name was Houghton.
I spelled
Riding
it.
on car.
I spelled it right at least, or it's spelled right.
Luton?
I don't know.
Houghton.
It could be,
Luton?
but I
It could be
actually
Houghton, it
don't
could be
know.
Luton.
Well, luckily we don't score for a couple minutes. Let me Google and I'll be right back.
Houghton.
Yeah, get his name
Hoot,
right,
hoot,
just for the sake of.
I like
So,
it.
anyways,
Okay, can I
that's
be
our
honest?
little.
I like
That's our
it.
little. I'm imagining that would be on the front of a DVD, VHS, whatever.
It's actually kind of cool, actually.
No, it's decent.
I
Yeah.
actually like that. That's really neat.
People are chiming in on the
Wiki
guys.
just lost. Wiki just lost 1 Googleplex Shane points.
Why?
Read the chat.
Oh,
Read the chat, Bill.
I got Tony Stark, so I didn't want to hear what
No,
you're
you got
complaining
poor
about.
man's Tony Stark.
Yeah, I got Tony Stark, so I didn't want to know what you're complaining about.
Oh, no,
Wiki
MODOK.
can eat it.
If you say so.
Wiki just lost a Googleplex of Shane stream points.
Hold on, who got MODOK?
I got
Shane got MODOK.
You're MODOK.
Well, to be
Damn.
fair,
that, or I'm a
to be
citizen
fair,
of
your
Wakanda.
Hulu show is amazing. I
Fucking
streamed
MODOK.
or I fucking marathoned all of it the other night.
You are welcome, sir.
Bill's a poor man's Tony. That's
I know.
why he hates
I heard
him.
that. I saw that.
Nick is a failed test subject of Agent Venom program.
Yep, and that's why Wiki
Oh.
just lost a Googleplex of Shane points.
And then Shane's either a citizen of Wakanda or
I'm a
Morak.
citizen of Wakanda or MODOK.
Oh God.
Well, that poster at the beginning really kind of got me
he's
excited.
he's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
That's rapey.
Yeah,
This
that's
looks
like.
like- This
Wait,
looks like
wait,
a
this is-
different kind of
wait,
movie.
Bill, you said this is 1960 something?
78.
Oh, 78?
Oh.
Okay, that's why, because he's got like that porn stash.
I,
See, look at that. That's porn stash.
so I hear you're in here for an operation.
Oh my. Oh my.
You didn't even get close.
No, it's kind of close. That, on the
Oh,
other
God,
hand,
they
does not.
They made a
I don't
figure.
know. I would look up a 1978 costume and see, but he might not be close.
What part of superhero did you guys
That might
not
be
hear?
closer.
Jesus Christ.
That might be
Hold on.
closer.
1978 Doctor Strange, because I don't have my actual Doctor Strange essentials anywhere.
Oh, that Doctor Strange is just letting some person.
He's just fucking straight up burning him,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Let him fry.
Let him fry.
Yeah, you just like barbecue that bitch. Fuck this.
As far as this motherfucker, as far as I can tell, it is just hootin'.
Talk to the hand of fate.
Well, that's
Okay.
from, like their or fucking
So we got a
poster.
couple of costumes to talk about here.
Okay,
we got to talk
hold on.
about this.
1978.
No.
All right, no, they
No.
fucked up on the shirt.
Let me see it.
definitely.
Okay, well this is the first
I have this
thing we
picture.
have right here.
So
Okay, so that's
well,
actually closer than we'll
yes,
we'll
but
talk about
that-
it when we
no,
get there.
That's the poster for the movie.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's not
Yeah,
okay.
that's,
So look,
that's not.
yeah, you need to
actual
look
Doctor
up. You need to
Strange.
look up.
I already looked up.
Look
the
up Doctor Strange comic book 1978 if you want to.
That's what I did.
So look, this is the first guy right here.
Ah,
Oh,
fuck!
God.
Drop my phone.
That
is
that that.
Uh,
When I was gathering these, I'm like, this is gonna get some shit scores.
I am.
70s
I am
comic,
not
isn't
a fan
That
of
was like the
this.
80s.
No, that might be about right.
Oh fuck!
Look, there he is. That's the
hitting
first one
knobs,
right there.
hitting
That's what
stuff.
we're rating.
Accidents
Fuck,
are happening.
No.
Oh fuck
This
no.
dude gets a.
no.
This dude gets a 1
Okay.
One.
because I know the source material. I know it real well. No.
Hear that? He says no about.
No.
Listen, it hurts to say no to our favorite heroes, but when their costumes suck, their costumes suck.
Immensely. Immensely does his costume suck. It is nowhere
Okay,
near.
so if I was rating this not knowing that Doctor Strange was a Marvel hero, it's definitely of the fucking time with his Mr. T necklace.
Yes.
So I would give it higher, but knowing this is Doc fucking Strange, it's a fucking 0.
0.
Okay.
I'm being nice with the
So-
1.
0 on this guy.
Actually, no. You know what? Fuck that. He'll never know what hit him, Seth.
he looks like one of
You've
those
never
weird.
seen it coming.
He looks like one of those really weird offbeat alien
Nuclear
characters
launch
on like
detective.
an old sci-fi show where they would land on a planet and that guy would be there for whatever reason.
This poster shows me that he's about ready to have some fun. This
Yeah.
is a porno.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It just, yeah, because she does not want it, but he wants it.
It reminds me of the
What'd he
jackass
get?
from the Hitchhiker's
so with
Guide.
Nick changing it to a nuke, it's a negative 0.8.
Okay,
I
that guy got
fucking
that.
hate this.
Now we have to look at this one.
It's still just as
This
bad.
is closer. It's a little bit closer.
Instead
One.
of a nuke, it gets a 0.
Now,
Yo, goose egg.
okay,
I fucking hate this thing.
so
Pretty bad.
It's awful.
if this wasn't Doctor Strange and they said, "Hey, we're making Polaris," fucking spot on, 10 out of fucking 10.
But it's not.
But it's
Doctor
wrong.
Strange.
And he
Yeah.
It's not cute. It's just wrong.
1 is the absolute best I can do, and I'm being overly generous.
You very much are.
Yeah. No.
Because here's the
I
thing.
hardcore agree to
Here's
that.
the thing. If I didn't know, and I just thought he was supposed to be some fucking superhero mage dude, I might be able to look at that and be like, okay.
But that's
Right.
Doctor
I see
Strange.
what they're doing.
And Doctor Strange doesn't have the fucking Star of Bethlehem on his chest.
I guess. But look, for everybody that rated Smallvilles with 3s and 4s and 5s, well, they that should have all been fucking zeros because there wasn't a single Superman in
Yeah.
that goddamn show. But when we talked about it and people had seen it and people identified with it, they were like, "Oh no, I fucking love that trench coat. Fucking Thor. Fuck that. Hot Topic Superman should have got a 0. This guy
True.
can get a 1." Like,
So
Costumes
so
are-
I'm
this
very
guy,
prejudiced. He gets a 0.
Costumes were
This
bad.
guy
Really
altogether is a 0.6 then. And I'm only trying to rush it because my phone's at 27% and I
Last
still need some
costume.
battery to go home.
that's the last costume of the show.
That would be the Sorcerer Supreme.
That's the
This
closest they got.
closer.
The closest
It gets a
they
1.
got.
I'm giving this thing a 1.5.
I will agree to that.
Yeah, 1.5 is the best I
Like
can do
that-
for him.
The best I could do is a 1.
1.
It
Damn
like
it! If only we would have given it that.
I
extra.
am so glad they waited until it was possible to do Doctor Strange well to try again.
Actually, you would be wrong.
1.32, and you are wrong, sir.
God damn it,
Because
Nappa.
now we are going to go on to 1992 and talk about Dr.
Dr.
Morbid,
Morbid.
Jeffrey Combs.
It was made and filmed to be Doctor Strange, but because of some issues,
It
they
had to have a
renamed
name
it-
change,
So it's not actually Doctor Strange,
but it was
is
intended
Doctor
as
Strange.
Doctor Strange
And
until
honestly,
they couldn't get it
that's
through.
kind of pseudo-accurate.
Yeah.
So let's
So
see what
because-
the actual
because-
thing looks
Because
like.
just like that awful
Yeah, this is
Iron
just
Man
the
we
cover
looked
art.
at, this is essentially what it is.
He's a
That's
dude in
92. He's in a fucking tracksuit.
Nicolas Cage?
No. God damn it.
Oh my.
I mean, he's just walking around in fucking normal clothes
Okay,
with the
so
Eye of Ak motto.
The closest we get to a costume is this fucking thing right here. This fucking thing.
That's kind of sad.
That's it. That's
I mean,
what we
it's
get.
more accurate than the last guy, so he'll get like a 2. But
I'll agree to that. And then
it's sad.
I'm dropping a deuce as well.
Yeah, this is also really sad. So we're gonna go with a 2, and that's as nice as I can
They
be.
probably
to this
had to change the
sadness.
costume. Is the sad part. That's probably what happened. They were probably like, well, we got to get rid of this shit now.
You alright? Shane's dying. Hold on.
He's gonna die.
Fun of gonna die. A 1.8. Now, what was that one? Dr. Mordo?
Yeah, Morbid.
Dr. Morbid.
Dr. Morbid. Okay.
Mordred. Sorry,
Mordred.
Mordred. Blah, blah, blah,
Might as
blah,
well be
blah, blah.
morbid.
It's essentially Dr. Morbid.
I mean, it's
Sad
not
shit.
as morbid as the fucking first guy. Oh, okay. This is better.
Yep.
Now we're
Then-
in the good shit.
I
Then we'll
fucking
move
thought
on to
so.
the
that,
real
that was
shit.
fucking Jeffrey. Okay.
What?
So the
Jeffrey
the,
Combs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The guy from fucking Reanimator.
Yes.
Okay.
Morbid.
Yeah.
Morbid. Yes.
Which is why, yeah, that okay.
Oh, we've got 4 to go with.
Yes.
I forgot.
Here we go. We're going to start in 2016 with Doctor Strange.
And I fucking love it.
Okay.
They nailed the shit out of this, and I'm glad they didn't go with the goddamn stupid,
Gloves.
the bad gloves.
Okay.
The
so,
bad gloves were something that needed to stay
To
not
be
here.
fair, both of them are bad gloves, but there's worse gloves. So
it's
yes.
not leopard print gloves,
Exactly.
all right?
This-
Straight yellow rubber clean your
Well, we got
dishes
them-
gloves are fine.
We got them in the post-credit scene and the
this
next
is
one, so.
incredibly
That's true.
solid. And one of the things, look, here's the thing. Sometimes they can do the clothes. Sometimes they can't do the clothes. I would have argument to say that if you're willing to work on the clothes, anybody can get the clothes. Anybody.
Yeah.
But
You could put any freak, and we talked about this, you could put any fucking freak in a Flash costume, and even if the costume is fucking perfect, he still may not look right. But his face works so well for Doctor Strange.
Right.
The expression, not just his acting, just looking at him, just a still frame picture says so much about how well he matches that material. It's like Christopher. When you look at Chris, you see fucking Superman.
and when you look at him, you see Dr. Stephen Strange.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very remarkable. That's one of the things that makes it so solid, is that this is ridiculously perfect casting.
And the funny thing
Yeah.
is, initially I was like, why the fuck did they cast him as Doctor Strange? And then I saw
you
it, and I was
seen
like,
it. Yeah.
holy fuck,
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
this is fucking dope.
Yeah.
You were probably like, why did they cast Sherlock?
That's like,
as-
great. So we got Sherlock as the master of fucking sorcery. Yep, that makes total sense. Yep, totally. Oh shit, they did really damn good with that.
Right.
Holy shit, he did really damn good with that.
Right.
So,
It's kind of like when people were making fun of Toby for being Spider-Man.
this is going to be really rough. It's going to be rough because
He
It's
gets a
gonna-
4.8.
it's going to be real hard for me to pick the one that I like the most. You
Right.
guys, because you might know, but in terms of his, there's
There's
such
subtle differences.
subtle differences, and that can make a huge difference. But I can't remember which one was the one that really drew me. So for this, I'm gonna go 4.5. I don't think this was my favorite addition. I think this definitely catches my eye,
That's
but
why
I
I
don't
gave it
think
a
it was the one I
4.8.
liked the most.
Yeah, I'm at the 4 or 5 as
See,
well.
here's the thing. All 4 of these are amazing.
Yeah,
So-
they've been very
So
good.
I've got 4 stages of grading. There's a 4.8. There's going to be a 4.9. There's going to be a 5 and then a 10.
I see.
So you'll understand.
4.
So okay, because this is all we got right now. Because Shane, something happened to
'cause
Shane. I don't know what.
Shane's dying.
Shane looked like he was literally going to
overheating
throw
and
up. He had to
stuff,
leave
yeah.
the room.
Yeah.
It's probably because he was overheating. So we'll just do it with the 4 of us. That's fine.
4.45.
Okay.
That was the first Doctor Strange
Yep.
movie.
And honestly,
Here's-
I cannot wait until next year. I want my next Doctor Strange movie. It's going to be
So-
fucking off the
Oh,
hook.
Shane gave a 5. Shane is still watching.
Motherfucker.
He had to leave the room, but I just seen him in the chat.
Okay,
I
so
didn't
yeah,
realize
he gave
that.
It a 5.
So plus 5, and then we divide it again. And
Yep.
4.56,
Okay.
which
It's still pretty
yeah,
fucking
just
solid.
added just a little bit. So
Okay, so let's kick on now to Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot they did add the gloves and
The
yeah.
post credit, they forgot the necklace.
Yep. The post credit they did forget the necklace, but the gloves was actually in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, they're not the stupid yellow gloves in a sense. They're more like leather gloves.
Right.
But they are still the yellow
They're
gloves.
the stupid yellow
They're-
gloves,
they're
but
the-
they're leather now.
They're the yellow gloves, but here's the thing. Just like they took liberty with his costume and made it more of like a tunic that wraps around and it's not quite as flowy garment. You get what I mean? It's heavier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which works for the more practical realness of what they're doing. It's still the same thing. He still has those ugly gloves, but they're practical. They're
Yeah.
believable ugly gloves.
Right.
And that's important. That is
That is
legitimately
very
important.
important.
Because had they actually just but
Because if they look like the comic book, they'd be like 8 times bigger than his fucking hand.
and they'd be leopard print and
No,
ugly,
no,
or
no,
they'd
no,
just
no,
be
no.
solid
They would
yellow
be solid.
ugly.
They would
They
still
would
be
be-
solid yellow.
They would be the rubber, I'm a wash my dishes now
Yeah.
gloves.
Rubber-
right.
it
That are
fucking-
8 times bigger than his fucking arm.
They'd be they'd be fucking Dexter's mom's
I
gloves.
think,
Right.
I think Shane dropped a 4 for the gloves.
Yeah,
For
okay.
just the glove?
No, he dropped the 4 because
I know.
he just dropped a 4 on this one. So this one gets a 4.9.
I think personally,
Because I
I
actually
like
do like
him.
these gloves.
I like
Right.
him. I think personally, I like him without gloves.
He does
personally.
look better without the gloves, but the gloves do add that little aesthetic for me.
I'm
so.
gonna fall to a 4.4. It's still relatively the same costume, but it looks better crafted because this top part is better now than it was.
Yep.
because now it's a fold-over tunic rather than the 2 parts that came down. I like that more.
And
And I like his bottom. I like his battle claw, the battle skirt here that he's got working. I like that a lot more than I did when it was just the folds. So all of this is very solid to me. I think it works a lot better than it did. I'm not a gloves guy.
So because I'm dropping a 5, he's at a 4.46.
Okay. Cool. Let's check out Infinity War. Okay,
Good
so we
old
got the
Infinity
gloves off
War.
of him.
Yep. And now, actually, go back.
I'm just flipping through. Then I'll go
Okay.
back to the one that. This seems like our best chance to see the outfit. Am I right?
Yes.
Well, it's between
that
that
and
one
sitting.
and the
That
next
or the
one.
him sitting. Yeah.
That one's probably one of the better ones. But if you go back one real quick, if you actually look at the Cloak of Levitation, it's got runes on it now.
Mm-mm.
So we didn't have that in the
No,
other. You're
It
sure?
was just straight red.
Yeah. It's just straight robe.
Okay. No, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
embroidered, but it doesn't
It's
have runes
embroidered,
on it.
but it's not the runes yet. So,
Yep.
yeah, because that's one of those subtle things. Like I said, I don't watch it to the extent. He's not my favorite character, so I don't notice the intricates until they're pointed out to me.
Right.
So
So that's cool.
that and actually getting to see the Eye of Agamotto open up, I just fucking love this. By
Okay,
the way-
Shane dropped a 5 on this guy
by,
quick.
By the way, Seth.
That's your 5.
Genesis.
Oh, that's your plus 10. Okay. All right. Well, I'm staying at a. Well, you know what? No, I'm gonna go to a 4.9.
This looks to be as close as they're going to get for me. I don't know how much more they can change him or alter him. In fact, I think he lost his top that I liked better. Yeah, they went back. It's a lot more. It's not the same.
It's a bit
folded
more
over.
flowy.
It's a lot more flowy, and I like it to be. So you know what?
Kind of tight knit one.
This is rough on me. I'm going to say that I don't like some of his aesthetic robe choices, but I like everything else overall. I may have liked the other one. I may have liked personally the other one more, but on a grading scale, I'll go up to 4.7, I think. Because overall, the cape is a lot better. The flow is going to work a lot better for some of the scenes in this movie. Like the fact that he flows, wind can hit him and shit like that, and when he flies up, and all of
Right.
that shit looks better in action than the robes that I prefer, where the robes are tighter and they
Right.
work more like a Jedi robes. I prefer those more, but this aesthetically worked better for the movie. I'm positive of it.
Right.
4.4.
Right. That's the only reason why he lost the 0.1 is because he got rid of the gloves. And to be fair, Doc Strange without the gloves is a little goofy, but that's just because I'm used to him having them. But with Genesis, he's a 5.8.
Okay, so
right.
here's the thing. We got 2 pictures for this,
It's
it's
pretty
not
much
really-
the
but
same
I don't.
costume.
I don't think this costume changed.
Yeah, it didn't-
Nope.
that's why I didn't really get.
Right. I think it because he
It
came
stays as
back.
that one.
Yeah,
Right.
it's still the same damn costume.
Because we lost him with the snap, and he came back with
If
that.
they did make alterations, it was probably to form fitting and small tweaks that are only noticeable when you're really looking at 2 side-by-side comparisons.
Right.
Because we see that shit in like they claim that in Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 it's the same costume, but it's not. There's a color grade difference, and it's
Right.
minor, but it sticks out when he's in bright lights and you notice it.
You know, I just realized I had to sacrifice one of my boys when Thanos snapped his fingers, and then I had to sacrifice my other boy to get my first boy back.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it. Damn you, Marvel.
Well, to
Damn
be
you.
fair, that's because they've already admitted that they're bringing in Riri to be the new Iron Man.
They're probably going to have Robert Downey Jr. come in and play AI Tony then.
I
Yeah, he's going to have to.
will.
Because,
That's not a guarantee. Because we're dealing with real people. And
yeah,
like
so-
just
so-
like you would like to see Kirk keep coming back, he's too damn old.
Maybe voiceover. For,
He was too damn old. Like
the AI.
it's too much. Like when Star Trek moved on and went to the next generation, the reason you didn't see all those actors come back is because some of them were too old to come back.
Right.
And even no matter what stories you would have written around them, some of them were just too old to come back.
right.
We
They
only
weren't doing
ended
it
up with
anymore.
2. Well, 3 technically.
well, I mean Robert Downey Jr. as like just a voice AI.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even then, you got to understand that he's a real person, and at some point, money's not going to matter to him. He has enough money to live and do whatever the fuck he wants for the rest of his life. If he doesn't want to give up months and months of his life on one of these big scale, huge projects where they call him in and make him do all this, and they call him back again for reshoots, and like the way that you have to read the scripts, I've read the way they handle it, where they take you and you're not allowed to have the script. You don't get a copy. You don't take it home. They put you in a room, lock the room. You get that time alone with the script, and you can't take any pages out, and shit
Yeah.
like that. Oh, and the eating requirements. You have to sign to an eating contract.
I think I remember reading
And
somewhere
personal trainers and shit.
they were
Yeah.
talking about getting like a younger Tony and bringing that person
You right
in
now, bud?
to be like a new Stark for future.
Well, to be fair, with the way that they have
Would you want him
AI and
recasted?
cameras set up,
Would you want him recasted?
I don't know.
It's
I
a
mean,
legitimate point.
most people wouldn't. Most of the casuals wouldn't, and to be fair, that's where they make their money as casuals.
Even some of the hardcores. I don't know if Nick wants him
Well, yeah.
recasted
No.
in the current timeline that we've already put down. If he's dead, let him be
If
dead.
Tony's
and if-
dead, leave him
if,
dead.
If they bring him
Right.
back as an AI, I'm sure he'd be fine with that. But if the actual actor doesn't want to come back, which there's a chance he doesn't, look, that's
Actually,
a lot
I think,
of fucking
I think
work.
Robert Downey Jr. has said he would not mind coming back to do more Tony Stark stuff, but I don't think he wants to do Iron Man anymore.
because that's a
So
lot
he
of
might,
work.
He might just
Right.
do like
That's a lot of work, a lot of secret crap, a lot of having people in your life. It's a big
Yeah.
movie. It's a lot of stress. Like these actors, they do get to a point where the stress is not worth the fame and the fortune, and they're old enough to just decide, I'm ready to do other shit. And then we
Right.
have to make the decision, do we recast or do we let that character move on
See,
with the grace
the
that
thing
we've
about
already
it
laid
is-
down?
The thing
Right.
about it is
And this is basically the rest of the show. We've
think-
rated all these guys. We're just talking now.
I think
Right.
nowadays they've gotten better at that. Like if somebody's played an iconic character for so many years and that person gives it up, or if that person dies,
I mean,
they don't recast that. Like let's take the reboot of Star Trek when
Yeah, I don't want
John
I don't
Yeltsin
want him
died.
recast. I don't want
they
him
didn't-
recast.
they're not going to.
They-
No,
they
I
are-
don't
not that
want
they're
it.
actually going to do the fourth movie.
Actually,
We've heard stuff
No,
about
no,
them
no.
doing it and then going
there's
back and then
there's
doing
a
it
lot
and
of
going
behind
back.
the scenes that's taking place, but the original concept was to do 5 movies, and from what I understand, they are back in negotiations with Chris again, because evidently Chris was the one that got up and walked out. They went ahead with the 4th movie and they got a lot of stuff set up, and I heard that he demanded, because his price changed overnight, he became a big deal. He wasn't just in Star Trek, he was all of a sudden in Wonder Woman, and he was all of a sudden in like offshoot action movies, and he was all over the fucking
his
place.
popularity kind of skyrocketed.
And he basically made some demands, and they said, well, the last movie didn't make a lot of money, so we can't give you that. And he said, well, then I can't give you me. And this is the truth of actors. They're human fucking people, and they come with a price for all that, for especially to do a movie that's this big, that kind of money, that kind of dedication,
and
that
if they
kind of
want to go with
torment.
the Tarantino movie, which is another thing that they were going around with.
An
Yeah.
R-rated Star Trek. Yep.
Yeah.
But
Based in the next generation, mind
because
you.
Yeah,
because
not
he
interested.
Died, they weren't going to recast Chekhov. They were just like, he's on another ship.
That's
Yeah.
what they were going to do.
Right.
But
Hey, did Picard season 2 come out yet?
It comes out next year.
there's
Was
the
that next
argument.
year?
There's the
2027?
argument
I
to
thought it
be
was supposed to
made.
come out this year.
Nope, I already looked it up.
Okay.
There's an argument to be made for people that are
I'm looking forward
Chekhov
to that.
fans.
I still have to watch
Don't you still want him in the movies?
Now,
Say that's your favorite fucking character. You don't want him gone, but do you really want him recast?
no, I wouldn't.
Nope.
Because let's say, okay, first off,
And to be fair,
getting-
Well, looks like we need another
it's
reboot.
getting close
Well-
to the end of its run.
Now there
But
are
if-
characters that have been recast. Star Trek is one of those shows that's a legacy show that's been very good about keeping the same people. But there are people that have changed. Savick.
Yeah.
Savick is not a small character. She's a big fucking deal. She's one of the mainstays of the biggest fucking movie in the entire history of Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan. Lieutenant Savick is no small character. And then we go to movie 3, and guess what? That's not her. It is still Savick,
but different
but she
actress.
is recast.
Yep.
And most of us accepted that, and we were fine with it because she wasn't so big
In the third one.
that we were. Well, she wasn't so big that
As a
we were
character,
like
yeah.
that. We were like they didn't replace
Right.
Kirk.
Like for me,
that would have caused some
like,
issues.
for me, I know that it's at the end of its run. It's getting close to the end of its run. But if Grant decided I don't want to be the Flash anymore, in the show, please.
In the show,
Do
please.
not
Like-
recast him.
Right.
Well, and it's not just a recast. Sometimes they don't recast. Sometimes they just try to sway
And
attention, like
I-
Batwoman.
I think
They just made a different character and made a different mantle and
Like
continued on with
Arrow?
the show, and it didn't
I think
work.
Flash is going to end after season 8 because the guy who plays Cisco and the guy who plays Harry, they left the show after
Look,
season 7.
I mean, you get tired.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
human fucking people. You can't do this
So,
forever. There
right.
comes
So
a time
those
when you're
are
ready to
two
move the
big
fuck
main
on.
Right.
characters.
That's
And
that's
sometimes
the reason
that's
why
the end of the
Supernatural
show.
took so fucking long.
And I think that season 8 of
Oh, wait,
Flash
Seth,
will be the final
Do you
season.
still got normal charger? Or do you got the stupid C charger?
I
now?
got the C
But you
charger.
don't.
Okay, I can't help
I
you
think
then.
that if the character,
No, like I said, that's fine.
I think that if the character's not a big character and you recast him, fine. But if it's an iconic character, like
Well, look, that's the point I've been trying to make for like the last 5 fucking
or-
minutes.
or-
Is especially with Tony, if they end up making him AI Tony for Riri Williams,
which it's fine.
deep fakes are a fucking thing. We have the technology to make a CG that looks like a live human being is sitting in front of you talking. We can mimic their voice just enough with all the fucking
Yeah.
auto-tuning
Not
and
just-
correcting.
well,
But
you
but
forget-
they'd
you
have to
forget-
pay.
all we have to do is
but they'd have
license
they'd have
his
to
face.
license his imagery, and he may not want that.
Yep.
Now, if he-
Because
Right.
if he may not be involved, so that's also something that's very very questionable. Is when we start talking about things
Right.
like should deceased actors be appearing in movies?
Here's my thing. Well, here's the thing.
Well,
In
I
Marvel-
think
in
they
Marvel it
pay
makes
the
sense.
families for that.
They
stuff.
do,
Okay,
but
yes.
does
'Cause
that?
Peter
But are
Cushing-
you still sure that Peter Cushing would have come back?
That's a tough one. It really
Are
is.
because sometimes Peter does one and done characters,
Right, but at the same
Yep.
time, Peter was also like a very consummate actor, so it's
and he
one of
very
those
much
things
took
where,
the jobs that he was offered a lot of the time.
Right, so
yes.
there's a good
But
chance
then there
he would
there
have.
are other people. There are other people that you do have to question, like. Okay, like Luke Skywalker right now, they're talking about possibly casting a younger actor to play Luke. And there's been fan requests as to who that actor should be.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean it's right. I'm not saying that it's wrong either. Don't get the wrong idea.
Who are they wanting to?
Oh, one of the names that I've heard constantly is the dude that currently plays Winter Soldier.
Sebastian
I've seen
Shaw.
Sebastian
I've
Stan?
seen faked
Yeah.
makeup tests where he looks almost
Oh,
exactly
actually,
like
he
Mark Hamill.
does. That would
Yeah.
actually be a really good pick.
And I've heard where like I think
I like that actor.
I think there was even an interview with him that where after all the fan stuff came up, they asked him if he would be willing to do it, and he said only if Mark Hamill hand selected me would I even be interested because it's too big of a character and I don't want to be responsible for marking up a legacy that I didn't even have permission to touch. So he gives the background, he gives the 100%. I don't care that the character is owned by a company. That character belongs to Mark Hamill in my eyes, and I won't do it without Mark Hamill saying so. But because people are real and people are different and people are actors, you go over to Mark Hamill, and they asked him in a follow-up interview if he would give his okay. And you know what he said? He said, Luke isn't my character, he's a character. And he doesn't need my permission to play him. Well, you see, those are two people that have very different opinions as to what that character is, and one of them who you thought would have had a much bigger grind to that legacy doesn't have exactly the hold that you think he has,
Yeah.
nor does he want it.
Yeah, that's
He
because
liked playing
Because
Luke
because his
Skywalker.
Luke got screwed.
No, that's
no,
not it
it's
at all.
because Mark
He's an
loves
actor.
every fucking character that he plays. Like he can be Luke
Did you see the-
Skywalker
did you see
and
the
the Joker at the
interviews?
same time.
But did you see the interviews where he talked about playing
Joke
Luke?
Skywalker.
When he played Luke in the new movies, he did an interview where they were asking him about Luke and how he turned out, and he said that in order for him to play that Luke, he had to signify with himself that that wasn't his Luke, but it was Luke. He had to say that. It's not the guy that he grew up with. It's not the direction he would have taken. It's not the character he thinks that it should be. But because he's just an actor, and that is Luke, and he was offered the role, and he felt that was important, and he read it, and he said, I can do it. It's not what I would have done, but I can do it. And he made himself that character because in his mind, he doesn't own Luke. Luke is a character he played. Just like he wouldn't take offense if somebody came on behind him and was the hobgoblin. He doesn't give a shit. Those are acting roles. And while he takes pride in what he's done, he's not ridiculous enough to to hold his hands above everybody else and say, "You need my
I am
permission.
the one and only.
I am that character,
Right.
and without my
It's
permission,
like when
he's not
they-
that guy."
Yeah, when they cast that other dude to be Joker in the other Batman game, like the guy did a spot on fucking Joker impression. Like it literally was spot on. Hamill doing Joker, and people were like, somebody else is gonna be Joker. Then they heard it and they're like, oh fuck, that's awesome. Then they went to Mark and he's like, kid did good. Fuck, do I care?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not that guy.
Oh yeah, because that was for Arkham Origins.
He doesn't.
Right.
He doesn't have
And-
the same.
That's because Hamill is a comic book nerd. If we were to somehow magically come up with enough money or enough of a premise to get Mark Hamill to come in here and talk comic books and video games and geeky shit with us, he would be able to keep the fuck up.
He would do it. He would just hang out.
I couldn't do that. I wouldn't be able to. Do
You wouldn't
That
be
would be
able
a
to,
Shatner situation all over again.
I would have no
Hi,
issues
Mr.
with
Hamill.
Yeah, that was
Shane would
amazing.
be creepy in
When
the
Shane,
corner, and Mark Hamill would just look over and be like, "Is he okay?"
dude,
Like,
when
yeah,
Shane
super
met
fan
Shatner,
and
when
he's a
Shane,
Big fan. Big
when
fan.
Shane
Right.
met Shatner, it was fucking amazing.
Right.
Yeah, he had one fucking job. You had one fucking job, Shane, and you failed me.
It was
Well,
so good.
To be fair, it was.
Shane's one job, the one thing I fucking asked him to do was when you meet William Shatner, ask him what, or ask him if he said, "Oh my," or fuck, what the hell was it? It was
He-
about Star Trek
he would-
Generations.
He wouldn't have given an answer. Now that I've seen him twice and met him twice as well, he wouldn't have given an answer.
Yeah.
It's really weird to talk to him because if you bring up a direct fandom question, he's another one of those guys. He just plays characters. He's just an actor, and he's not married to a damn thing he plays, so he
not-
doesn't
Yeah.
care.
Did
He
he-
doesn't. He
Yeah.
doesn't even really remember half the shit he did, and it's not just his age. He never cared enough to get into
Well,
it.
okay.
You still have one job.
No, because
Captain,
one of
beam me
one
up.
of the best interviews I ever heard was on the Nerdist podcast. They were talking with Bruce Campbell, and Bruce goes, "It's great. Every time I see him at Comic-Con, I always walk up and I say hi to William Shatner." He goes, "But do you know how I get William Shatner? Do you know how I got him the first time?" He's like, "Star Trek?" He goes, "No, because Shatner hates Star Trek. But I've got this side door. On every episode of T.J. Hooker, Shatner would be the one to pull up, stop on the fucking dime, and get the fuck out the car. That's done in one take. You could tell Shatner was the one who does it. So how did I get him? I walked up and I go, how'd you do that? How'd you do that power slide?" He goes, oh, had to deal with all the stunt coordinators. It's a 3-part maneuver. Take your foot off the gas. Feather the emergency brake because they shave it down. So you can stop on a dime. Once you feather the emergency brake, you just hit it and you're on your mark. And then you get out and you deliver your lines. So he always gets him a fucking T.J. Hooker every single time he walks up and he goes, hey, Bill, was watching T.J. Hooker the other night, and he goes, "My man," type of thing.
And when the
He
first
was- he
time,
liked that.
Right.
He was
So
proud
he
of that
liked
show.
that because it wasn't fucking everybody. Mr. Shatner in episode 273. How many times did you have to change your pants because your girdle broke?
when I
like-
first
How
met
many
him, I
jelly
talked to
bean-
him.
or how much money did they actually spend on jelly beans?
When I first met him, I talked to him about the Twilight Zone.
Oh
Specifically,
shit! Yeah.
that's what I went there to talk to him about because I knew what our autograph I was getting and everything. I knew what I was going there for,
Right.
and I knew I was going to meet Kirk. But I could have asked 1,000 Star Trek questions and it wouldn't have mattered because he just played the character and moved on.
Right.
But there's little things that he only played in small areas that he would have a bigger. Because it's not like I played this character for 40 fucking years. No, I don't remember that shit. But
Right.
like. I talked to him and I was like, I fucking love the Twilight Zone episode, and that's specifically the one that I talked to him about.
Which one? Because there was like 3 of them.
I talked to him about the one where he's in the restaurant and
Oh,
he's
the
got
diner with the.
Yep, and he's
yeah.
got the fucking machine that keeps telling him the future, and then it keeps
Yep.
telling him that they'll die if they leave the restaurant, and all the other predictions are coming true.
Yep.
That's specifically the one I went in and talked to him about.
Yeah. Which is funny because I love how.
And everybody tells me that he's an asshole. Everybody tells me he's an asshole. I was late to the line because of what happened. We ended up having to leave, and we came back, and when we got there, the line was basically dead, and I was like the last person, and his guys were literally walking him away, and I was like, fuck, I missed him. And as I walked up, and I had a look, and Michelle was like, did we miss him? I was like, we fucking missed him. And he was walking across the back curtain, and he saw us, and he stopped, and he pointed at us, and he was like, "You guys autographs?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh," and he came back around, and the person that was watching him, that was handling the schedule, was like, "We got to go." And he's like, "In a minute." And he's like, "No, we really got to go. We're doing pictures right now." And he says, "In a minute." And he just fucking walked back through the curtain and sat right back down and took the page and talked to me about fucking. First he gave me a fist bump, then he talked to me about fucking Twilight Zone. Then he signed my stuff. Then he fist bumped Michelle. Then he talked to me a little bit more about how his country life is what influenced the fact that a lot of his characters are like Iowa boys and shit like that. Then he gave me another fist bump, and he's like, "I guess I really gotta go." And then you see the person behind him like, "We're fucking late, motherfucker!" Like, I'm losing my goddamn job over here.
You know, I really wish we would have had the face cam on Bill right
You know
there.
what would have been even better?
His eyes bugging
Do
out.
you want to know what would be even better? If Shatner would have got up, fucking walked off, and like, "Why didn't you tell me we're running late?"
That would have been so
And
good.
that guy would have been like,
God fucking damn
"Blow
it!
my brains out."
Then I went and got in line behind fucking Shane and went to get my picture taken. And that's
With
how
Bill Shatner.
That's how I got to see that moment, because Shane went in and I was standing over there by the curtains fucking watching, and Shatner's sitting on the chair, and fucking he just goes in and he's like, "Hello, Mr. Shatner." It's just barely functioning. Just let me just stand next to you and get a picture, please.
First off, I've never been that close to a captain before.
And then
Second,
Michelle didn't fare much better.
Oh, no,
Michelle
no.
went in
I'm
there.
going to let you know this now. Being near a captain ain't nothing. Being near a colonel's fucking terrifying.
You go in if you go in and you see
Shatner.
if you go in and you see Michelle's picture, because we got a picture with her, she can't even speak. She's just sitting there cheesing, smile so big her lips are gonna fucking rip.
Yep.
I'm kind of glad I only got my picture taken with the Ninja Turtles.
Oh no, I don't know how I would have
You
reacted
know,
to that.
I'm just looking forward to maybe someday getting to go to one of those if they ever fucking come
Dude,
back.
I saw the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
obviously
I mean,
guys in
considering the fact that
costumes.
a lot of the comedians I follow are starting to post tour dates,
See, once again, I
should
wouldn't
be
have been able to do
hopefully
it.
But
like in the next
conventions
year.
are different
Right.
than
I'd have
tour
walked-
dates.
I'd
Right,
have
but
walked
that's
into
what I'm
that
saying.
curtain.
In the next year
I'd
or
have walked
two,
in that curtain,
hopefully,
saw the
But-
4 turtles. I'd have been like,
provided
Hello,
people stop
Mr.
being
Raphael.
asshats and actually get their fucking vaccines.
Like,
favorite turtle of all
Dude,
time.
I
Can
will
you
say
imagine-
it's really cool. I did get
bit.
pictures with DC Douglas.
Nice.
Can
So
you
that
Oh yeah,
was
that's
awesome.
right. I forgot about that.
can you imagine if you went to one of those cons and all they said, the only thing it said was get pictures with the Ninja Turtles, and you assume it's just going to be guys in the costumes. It's of course not the original
Right.
actors, but that's what you went there for, and you're like, I'm going to go in there and it's going to be sweet. They're going to be in the original movie costumes. I'm going to get my picture with them. And what if you walked through the door, right? The little curtain thing. You've already paid $80 and there's just 4 dudes standing there because they're the dudes that got the CGI captures.
Yep.
And they are officially the Ninja Turtles,
Or
but they're not in costume.
The Michael
Better
Bay one.
yet.
The Michael Bay Turtles.
Bill, better yet, it's just 4 actual turtles with little bandanas on their heads.
No, I would prefer if it
That
was
would
just
be
4
cool.
dudes.
Yeah.
Walking the curtain.
Now, to be fair, if it
Nope.
was
Nope.
was the 4 dudes, you would need me to be there because I
Refund.
can at least point out, yeah, that's Robbie Paulson. Those are all the voice actors. Go
Nope.
do pictures.
Nope, because they fucked. 3 of those guys got to voice act their turtle. The 4th guy actually went through all the motions, voice acted his entire turtle, did everything right, and then they voice casted over that motherfucker when they filmed the movie. I would think it was Donatello.
See, I'm
They
jealous
fucked
of
that actor.
I'm jealous of these two because Shane has got to meet Bill Shatner.
Well,
Bill
yeah,
has got to meet Bill Shatner. Bill has also got to meet Jason David Frank.
And
Oh,
Ernie Hudson.
You did too.
Bill's dad also met Shatner.
Oh yeah, and Bill's
Yeah.
dad met Shatner.
Ernie
And-
Hudson-
and he
Ernie
met
Hudson.
Ernie Hudson.
Elvira. I spent a little time
Elvira.
with her.
Now,
Now
You
here's
know
the
who
thing.
else we met?
I
Because
know-
he was a big motherfucker.
Oh my God! I saw some Lou Ferrigno.
Lou
Oh yeah,
Ferrigno.
and they met
mountain
Lou
of a man.
Ferrigno.
The mountain of a man.
I saw him when he was
Oh,
out there.
and
big.
the next time that me and Michelle went back, we hung out with Robert
That
Englund.
motherfucker
I
was-
know.
Oh, and
I'm
Robert
just-
England. All right, so
I've just
these,
got fucking.
these two got to meet a
um,
lot of cool people. You know who I've met? They're still cool people, but I've only met 2 people. Greg Ayres, great guy, really
Oh,
fucking
and
nice.
we met Superman. We met Ralph.
Oh, I actually had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shit, I hung out with Greg Ayres for like an entire weekend. It was awesome. because he goes to Anime Zap.
Right, because he goes
but,
to Zap.
But because
he's
I'm a
yeah.
staff member, I actually get to hang out with him.
Right.
So that was pretty fucking sweet. And I also got to not only get pictures and hang out a bit with DC Douglas, I also got to do some voice acting with him.
Nice.
Now,
Granted, it was not recorded because it was during the DC Douglas Late at Night
course.
stuff,
Right.
but I still got to.
the highlight of my trip
Yeah.
was meeting my favorite Power Ranger,
Jason David Frank.
Had a conversation with him.
Met him
basically told
3
him-
times now.
Basically told him that he was my favorite Ranger, and I went back to Power Rangers because you were coming back. Because you were my favorite Ranger. Green, I
Yep,
liked
that's-
it.
Bill's just staring up at his
And-
picture.
And then I was like, dude, you're the greatest Ranger ever. And my buddy will sit there and tell you that Jason Scott, that fucking putz,
No,
couldn't
I
hold
would
a
not.
candle to you. Tommy Oliver, greatest Ranger
Depends
to ever
on
exist.
depends on the argument we're having. If we're talking storyline wise, I'm sorry, Tommy never beat Jason. He never bested him at a single competition. You can watch every
know what?
episode.
JDF can beat fucking
But
Austin in a fight.
JDF,
hot.
JDF is a very different argument.
dying
JDF would fucking rock Austin to the core. There'd be no chance.
He did get close. Well, the character got close when the Zeo one was brainwashed.
Oh, when Tommy was brainwashed and
Yeah.
Jason had to fight him as the Gold Ranger?
Yeah.
In that Coliseum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got close. he
And
got
Jason
close.
refused to fight.
Yeah.
And still won that fight.
That one was a tough one because I don't want to hurt my friend. So I'm
Yeah,
going to pull my
but
punches.
but reverse that because later on there in Turbo,
Turbo movie,
there's
yeah.
a Tommy that doesn't want to fight and gets his ass kicked. When
Yep.
Jason doesn't want to fight, he still had the skill and technical prowess to win a fight, not even wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Character-wise, you take him and put him in comic books and literature and screen, it is ridiculous that JDF might be a certain kind of guy, but for whatever reason, they always wrote that character. He was always second to Jason. Even when Jason comes back and does the Kung Fu tournament at the end of Turbo, the series, there's that fight that they have with the other 3 greatest fucking martial arts guys that traveled there to have that Kung Fu competition.
Yeah.
Rocky gets not Rocky. Adam gets a point.
I was about to say, Rocky
Tommy gets a
0
point.
points.
Jason gets a point, and then every guy tries for that 4th point. Jason can't do it. Jason as in, yeah. Tommy couldn't do it. He couldn't get that point. He tried twice and got knocked away. And then here comes fucking goddamn it, Adam. And Adam can't get that point. Also a fucking stellar motherfucking real motherfucker.
Oh, by the way, another thing, I want to meet him. Johnny,
And then
wanna get his
Jason
autograph, too.
is the guy
Shit,
that
I
got
don't
the
wanna get his
victory point.
autograph. I want to con him into coming on the fucking show.
Dude, Johnny is so. Dude,
I
dude,
wanna get Johnny
now,
on the
of
show so we
course,
can
if
hang
I
out
go
with
up there,
Johnny.
like, you're my second favorite Ranger. You know, people are like, oh, not your favorite.
It is bizarre,
I
but
want
it-
him. I want to see him actually voice Broly and go, Princess Trunks.
I think that's it, though. I
Yeah.
think this room is too damn hot.
It's
fucking
still too
hot.
damn hot.
It still is too damn hot.
Too damn hot.
Say the thing.
Really?
My